Hey folks, I'm Gavin and welcome to this series. This series will be mainly focused on learning full stack web development and how you can get started as a complete newbie, learning about code, all the different principles, different architectures, different bits and pieces in the various systems that exist in our world, and we'll go through different concepts. Hopefully at the end of the series, let's try to get you writing production level code, and well, let's get started. So just to give a bit of background on the series, so this is what I base this series around. So this is actually a site called roadmap.sh, so kudos to the guy that created this. Yeah, so as you can see here, this is actually a developer roadmap. So there's various developer roadmaps, you can see here, skill based, all this stuff, yada yada yada. Mainly in this series we'll be focusing on these four, which are the core components in today's world, especially in web development. There's the front end, the back end, the DevOps, and the full stack. So let me give you an example of how these roadmaps look like. So as you can see here, I just opened the roadmap, and this is actually the front-end developer roadmap. So you can see here, there are various topics you can learn, and they'll show you the order in which you can learn. You should learn it, right, according to this guy who created this. So for this series, we won't be exactly following this one-to-one, but we'll pick up bits and bytes of knowledge around all of these roadmap, all of these blocks, right? And we'll see what we need, and yeah, build a nice base of knowledge for you so you can take it to your future coding adventures, right? So well, let's get started. Right, so this is actually what we'll be using for coding in this series. So how do you write a code, right? It's through this thing called IDE. So what does IDE stand for? Good question. I don't know what IDE stands for. Right, so it's actually an integrated development environment, right? So actually, just imagine like you have a notepad for writing code, and it's nice to write on, right? It gives you a bunch of various toolings that will help you in increasing your efficiency. Of course, you can write code on notepad as well, but let's not go there. Yeah, that would be very tedious. Okay, so let's get started. Go ahead and install all these stuff based on the operating system. You can see there are various installations. I think this should pop up by default. It will detect what kind of operating system you're on. This tutorial will be mainly done using Mac OS, but you can definitely follow along if you're on Windows or Linux, right? So go ahead and get this installed, and we'll come back and I'll explain to you how VS Code works. Right, so if you install VS Code, you should be able to see something like this pop up on your screen, right? Yeah, so there are various icons on the left. There's the Explorer, where you can see all your files. There's the search button, where you can find various things, source control, run and debug, and extensions. These should be the first 5 you see. And the rest, don't worry about the rest. These are additional plugins I've installed. You can configure various extensions. Yeah, don't worry about it if you don't have it. If there comes a need where you need to have any of these, I will definitely point it out and you can go ahead and install, right? Yeah, so this is VS Code. So go ahead and open a folder. So I've created a folder for myself called YouTube Learning. You can call it whatever you want, but go ahead and create a new folder and click open here. So this will actually open a folder in VS Code, or you can call it a project, right? Project's a folder. So if you can see here, you can write things like text files, right? So let's say I have a text file, test.txt, which is the txt extension standing for text file. Well, common programming starter code is to write hello world. So we're actually not programming it, but I'm just going to show you, right? So if you edit your text file through this IDE, you can see that in your folder, if I can open the folder up, let's see, where is this folder? Right, so you can see here, there's a test.txt, right? So VS Code actually helps you. You can edit and write code, write text files, write anything really. Yeah, so that's VS Code. This will be the tool we'll be using for this tutorial. After installing everything, let's get started using HTML and learning the basics on front-end web development. Yeah, see you next time.